development to that one. It's October. Let's go, man. What's Trending is presented by Tim Daly Nissan, part of the Tim Daly Auto Group, serving Utah since 1968. Okay, Cougars and Red Raiders coming up Saturday night. What time's the game again? Kicks off at 5 Mountain. It's a night game, you could argue. More on that in a moment.
Halftime.
Ooh, yeah, let's go. On BYUtv, BYU Radio, pregame 5 Eastern. Dave, let's break down a few elements of the game and declare, don't say it, declare it, whether the Cougars or Red Raiders have the advantage. We begin.
How do you declare something without saying it?
Well, it's an Office reference to Oscar. I didn't say it. I declared it.
Gotcha.
I declare bankruptcy.
Okay.
Quarterback. Advantage BYU or Texas Tech?
Advantage BYU. Keaton Slovis has got over 11,000 passing yards. He's a veteran of the game. He's healthy. He's coming off a disappointing performance, which means the bounce back is in him. Across the way for Texas Tech, you got Baron Morton, who's got a sore shoulder. Iffy. Game time decision, at least that's what they're saying. If not, it's Jake Strong, a true freshman, making his first start in Provo. You got to go with Slovis. Hands down.
Now, last week we felt like, BYU clearly had the quarterback advantage, and suddenly Josh Hoover looked like a Heisman frontrunner.
Yes, he did.
So that's tough. I feel you on Slovis. He is coming off his toughest game as a Cougar, 15 to 34, 152, no touchdowns, 1 interception, 3 sacks. For the season, he's doing fine. He's 57% passer. Would love to see that in kind of the 64 range. 7 yards per attempt is, we'd like that up in the 8, 9 range. 10 touchdowns, 4 picks, not terrible, although 2 of those are pick sixes at this point. His passer rating's not good right now, 128. He was 127 at Pitt, and that wasn't good. So regarding Morton, it'll be interesting to see if he plays because he's been okay. Good, his rating's below Slovis's. Strong didn't have a good game in his first action in the second half there. 3 picks, 1 touchdown. Did have a 54-yard run, though, on a read option. So I think it's BYU just because you're playing with backups already. Tyler Shuck broke his leg, and he is out. And, Keaton Slovis has been good enough, has been good to good enough in that range. Hopefully this is a game where you're back home and you're playing a team that is figuring out its own quarterback situation. And the BYU defense can make some adjustments that perhaps they learned from last week with a guy who may be making his first start in Jake Strong like Hoover did, and go from there, man.
Got to pounce. You got to pounce. Can't let him get comfortable. Turns out TCU's backup's better than their starter. This is not the case for Texas Tech.
Max Duggan and now Josh.
And he got comfortable, and then he lit up BYU all day long. Can't let him get comfortable. Not many quarterbacks get comfortable here in Provo, especially when it's dark.
Ethan Slade, yeah, exactly. For whatever reason, we don't know why, but it happens. The Vampire Cougs. Ethan Slade, starting strong safety for BYU, said, "We did not anticipate they would have as many in-breaking routes. It felt like a lot of slants chewed up the Cougars on Saturday. I expect Jay Hill and that defense to respond in kind this Saturday night."
Yeah, Jay's a brilliant guy, and we're going to see his response.
Yep.
And so I'm very interested in that. We're going to see Aaron Roderick's response.
Absolutely.
And these are very talented guys, very good coaches. History has shown that, and they've been good during the season. Certainly, offense at times has looked good. It's not good overall, but and Aaron's the first to admit that. He admitted it last night. We'll hear from him coming up.
We're going to hear his fantastic
just a little bit. Let's talk about the running games, the running backs. All right, who's got the advantage? For Texas Tech, there's Taj Brooks, and for BYU, there's L.J. Martin.
Yeah.
Miles Davis a little bit, maybe Aiden Robbins. And then Deion Smith in there, too.
This is the most dominating part of the game for Texas Tech. It is the run game. Taj Brooks has 786 yards himself. BYU has 565. BYU is pacing for the worst rushing offense in the modern history of Cougar football. I mean, if you go back to the 50s, that's the last time BYU didn't run for 1,000 yards in a season. BYU just ahead of that through 6. Cameron Valdez has 24 carries as the backup for 7.3 yards per carry. He is the backup. BYU does not have a good run game right now. In fact, BYU is lowest in the country in yards per carry, second lowest in yards per game. When you can't run the ball, you're certainly frustrated to get anything going, hence the frustration when Aaron Roderick yesterday walked up to the mic and talked to the media.
Sounds too simple.
That's not what he said. He said something to the effect of, well, this isn't very fun when you suck on offense.
Right. I believe that's his direct quote.
Yeah, something like that. So, BYU does. They stink on offense because they can't run. So Texas Tech absolutely dominates here. Now, can you limit Tech in a way that gives you a shot? Because what BYU needs is to run for enough. Against Cincinnati, Keaton Slovis felt like 70 yards would be enough, Dave. 70 yards is pathetic, but it's enough to sort of keep the defense honest and give BYU a shot here. BYU needs to break out at some point for 150, 200 plus. Is this the week?
I hope so, because the defenses
Yes, we do.
only get tougher.
Yeah.
This is a TCU defense that's given up some runs. They've given up some yards. But BYU, here's the thing, is okay, it doesn't work very well right now. So how much time do you spend trying to make it work before you go, all right, we just got to throw every down? So do you wait, do you try the first quarter? You go in the second quarter? Do you wait till you're behind by a couple of scores? Or do you just come out, do you try it one time? Well, we didn't get a run. Guys, we're throwing the rest of the way. I think we're to the point now where you start to second guess yourself on, okay, we've just run for 3 yards for 3 times for 3 yards. That's it. We're not running today. Let's throw. Our chances are better at throwing. I kind of think that's the crux. When you can't run, everything's jacked up, especially third downs.
Yeah, it's just hard, which brings us to third downs. Advantage BYU or Texas Tech?
Well, right now the advantage is to Texas Tech. Before the TCU game, on defense, I'd say, yeah, BYU's been pretty tough on third downs. They've been good at stop plays, getting off the field. But TCU was 12 of 19 on third down. That's just way too many. BYU on offense is, I think it's 124 in converting third downs.
Not great.
There's 131 teams. They're 124 in converting third downs. The reason is it's always third down and 9. That's the average, third down. Third down and 9, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Here's what Aaron Roderick said about third downs. We don't have that. Here's what he told me about third downs. Told the media yesterday about third downs. He goes, hey, I'm losing sleep. I'm working this 24/7. This is a nightmare. Trying to figure out third downs. He goes, the solution to third downs is a better first down and a better second down.
Yeah.
That's what kills BYU on third down. When there's a no play on first down, then BYU runs it on 2nd and 10, which I know everyone gets nuts about.
Give themselves a
Get 2
manageable
yards,
third.
and now it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and that's been the story of the season. So the early downs are the key. As we watch the game on Saturday, what BYU does on first down is going to tell you what they can do on third down. You get 4 yards on first down, maybe even a little bit more than that, then all of a sudden you can get creative. If it's 2nd and 1, you can throw a halfback pass, or you can do an end around, or you can do a flea flicker, whatever. If it's 3rd and 9, first of all, Keaton's got to back up. He's got to get his guys at least 9 yards down the field. And against TCU, the Horned Frogs were all over him before that happened. And it was over and over and over again. So first down's a key, second down.
Yeah.
And then if it's 3rd down and 9, just know everyone in the stadium and Aaron Roderick is just tightening up, because this is the thing they just can't shake.
If BYU could run for 4-ish yards on first down, it would change everything. Success rate, that is, how successful are you on first and second, leads to third down success. Isaac Rex has been fine to good. A little more Isaac Rex in the past game perhaps helps you in that way. Can you throw on first down and help yourself out with short passing game? BYU has shown that it can do this. I watch the Seahawks every week. Shane Waldron throws on first down a lot. They get 4 to 6 yards with just a quick out or a bubble screen. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, and so on. And they create a second down where they can hand it off to Kenneth Walker III, and he gets 3 yards, and it's 3rd and 3 or less.
Yeah.
Certainly, BYU's thought through all of this. I'm not saying anything that's genius or innovative here, but BYU certainly has to get better in this if they're going to want to win more than the minimum 6 games this year. And BYU can do it. I don't know that they can resurrect a run game, but you can get yards. There's too much talent and smarts on this team and staff to not get better in this space.
By and large, the offensive line has been pretty good at pass protection. Give or take a play here or there, but by and large for the season, it's not been protecting Slovis has been the issue. It's been running the football. I'm going to go way out on a limb here, and I'm going to say we're going to see more short passes on Saturday night than we've seen in a long time. Mark it down. That's what I think we're going to see, because that seems to be what it has to be.
It's essentially a run. A short throw where you can get a receiver a yard or two, and can he break one tackle? BYU's typically had, and Festus Satake does a nice job with this, good blocking receivers.
Yeah.
So let's see if that shows up.
In the spirit of Mike Leach, I think we're going to throw short A lot. And then that'll open up some things down.
Let's go. Let's hope Mike doesn't help out Texas Tech. His two loves.
Yeah. Hey, remember, you graduated from here. Just remember that.
Yeah.
Red zone. Who's got the advantage? A couple of weeks ago, I think it'd be a no-brainer. But who's got it now?
On paper, BYU, it looks like BYU. 29th in scoring. That is, do you score at all, right? Field goals and touchdowns. 14 touchdowns. Texas Tech is 69th in red zone. But BYU has 7 fewer touchdowns and 12 fewer trips. Is BYU more efficient when they get in there? Yes. I give the nod to Texas Tech, though, because right now I want efficiency for BYU, but what I want more is volume. I want just more yards, more points. Like, if there's a cost to that, so be it. Defensively, BYU and Texas Tech are kind of similar in that. BYU's done pretty well on defense. But I go Texas Tech on offense, and that's what I'm thinking about mostly right here. Even though BYU's been more efficient, I just want more volume in there.
Yeah. I like what Kalani said coming out of spring camp. When Keaton Slovis is slinging it, he's deadly. Let him sling it. Let him sling it, get the ball downfield.
Let's go.
Let him go. All right. Never once in the history of the show have we sat here and dissected a BYU-Texas Tech conference game matchup.
Which is exciting.
We're in rarefied air today.
Yeah.
Special teams, who's got the advantage, BYU or Texas Tech?
Okay, you look at punting, and these are very similar guys. Austin McNamara, by the way, whose parents, Brian and Mindy, are BYU grads.
Happy homecoming.
Yeah, welcome back. They are within 0.2 of each other in the 48 range. So I look to the field goal kickers, and Will Ferentz 4 of 6, Gino Garcia 8 of 12. Just obviously the percentage there, again, not as good for Texas Tech, but they've made twice as many field goals. I go with Tech in this one by a hair. Although BYU has done a nice job in creating turnovers and takeaways, and the return game's been good at times, but I give Texas Tech by a hair.
Hopefully McNamara gets a chance to put on a show on Saturday with a lot of punts.
Oh, 9 punts.
Show off his leg all game long. We'll take that. All right, now let's get down to what really matters, the kickoff time. It's 5 o'clock. Okay, out here in the West, 5 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, it's dark. That's a night game. And BYU is 19-1 in their last 20 night games. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
Advantage, BYU.
No question.
The numbers don't lie.
The numbers don't lie. Now, my kickoff, my thing's been the kickoff time, which is 6 or later.
Yeah, I know it's been your thing, but let's just go where the sun is.
Yeah, well, I haven't, when's the sunset? Back in 2019 when you're playing Utah. Listen, BYU at night is a different team. There's no question. I can't explain why. I just know that it is. And BYU at home at night is really hard to beat, like crazy hard. 26-3, 6 or late. Now, this is at 5 o'clock, but the Vampire Cougs, in the spirit of Halloween, have been amazing. BYU needs this game really bad. I think BYU summons a performance that gets a win Saturday.
Team comes out, second half, it's dark. That's when I suggest BYU release a bunch of bats. They fly down over the Texas Tech sideline, and then,
Are those birds?
Like pigeons,
no.
They fly out, and then that sets the tone for the rest of the night.
One time I unfurled an outdoor umbrella in my backyard, and a bat fell out and flew away.
Yeah.
And I went inside. I said, a bat just came out. They're like, no way. I'm like, I promise it happened, man.
Things are nasty.
Okay, last but not least, you said it was the most important one. I would argue this is better mascot. The advantage, BYU or Texas Tech?
Well, I'd go with darkness over the mascot because of the numbers.
No question.
But these are two pretty good mascots. Cosmo, of course, stands alone with all that he does.
Yes.
And now that he's introduced fire into most of his routines, I find that fantastic.
Pyro, Cosmo.
But then you got Masked Rider. I don't know if the horse is going to be here. I doubt it. I imagine the rider might come. Maybe he'll come horseless. But these are two great traditions.
Yeah. Now, the mascot equivalent of Cosmo is Raider Red, who won 2012 Mascot of the Year. But they also have Masked Rider, which is awesome. Like, Masked Rider is super cool. It's not as cool as Cosmo.
Yeah, jump through some fire.
Like Zorro for Texas Tech. That's pretty awesome, man. Like, I love those movies. It was great. That is cool. The Masked Rider is really cool.
These are great. I wished I was in the Cosmo meeting when they sat there looking around at what to do, and then someone goes, hey, why don't we add fire? That's a great idea. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And so they have.
We joked with the Media Madness. Cosmo can jump through fire and backflips, whatnot. Can't get a rebound. We saw that firsthand. We love Cosmo. Really helped out the white team. Appreciate you. Our question of the day is this. What do you think is BYU's biggest advantage against Texas Tech? What's it going to be? There are options on the screen: quarterback, special teams, time of day, other. Of course, time of day is on there. Troy Beagley on X. 2 things really matter. Being at LES, by far the biggest. Fans bring it no matter if it's a win or loss the previous week. And secondly, their drive and motivation to get the win. I believe we will see a much improved and motivated BYU team on Saturday. Yep. I think the talent level of TCU is better than Texas Tech, but Texas Tech, this is still a good team. We are not used to bangers every week. We're like, okay, somewhere in there's a New Mexico where we can just put up 60 at home, right?
No gimmies.
No gimmies.
And it's never over. You just call UCF. Hey, you're up 35-7 in the third. Is it over? No, it's not.
Hey,
36-34.
West Virginia, you just scored the go-ahead touchdown. You're winning this game at Houston, right? Nope, Hail Mary, loss. There's only one win by a new Big 12 team against an established Big 12 team so far. Yeah. And it was Houston, Hail Mary win against West Virginia. Can BYU be the second new Big 12 team with a win over an established team? Let's go.
You got to watch.
Continue to weigh in on X, Facebook, and Instagram.